All right, guys, it's John, again, Contract Diagnostics, and I'm not happy to share this story with you today. We have a great clinician who years ago, 2019, it's now 2023, years ago, was told that this is a surgeon, was told that calls Q4, and she shows up, calls Q3, call goes to Q2. They have a partner retire. They can't bring in locums. Calls to Q2. She has a child. She's pregnant. Difficult pregnancy. She comes in. She's canceling vacations so she can do the shifts that they're requiring of her. They're not asking her to do shifts. They're telling her to do shifts. They're not asking her about the call schedule. They're giving her the call schedule. And she's pushing back as much as she can. And finally, they say, okay, we'll offer you a payment every month. We'll call it a citizenship payment to help with defraying the amount of time that you're spending until we find somebody else. But they don't write it down. They just kind of verbally tell her, and they put it in her check for 2 months. And then they stop putting it in for 2 months, and then it lands in the check for a month, and then it stops in the next check, and then it lands in the next check. And over the next, I think it was 16 months, she'd actually been paid for it about, I think it was 8 or 9 times. Now in 2023, it's June. I think she's missing 2 or 3 months this year. So it's not in writing, which means maybe it doesn't matter. They've withheld somewhere $30,000, $40,000 of these payments for no apparent reason, and she doesn't feel comfortable talking with them because she feels like most of the things they say are untrue, because they'll talk to her about how much call she's not doing, or about how they're going to hire somebody, or how they're going to replace the retiring physician. And there's a retirement party next week for this physician, so call's going to change again. They've had positions open there for 2 or 3 years. They're offering way more money down the road, so all their physicians are going to that facility, not the one she's at. So she's at a hard time right now because she's been told verbally things by the administration. She's told it's only going to be for another 3 months, but there's no end in sight. The other physician there, she's told is making much more, twice what she's making as far as call pay. And again, she's getting a flat amount for technically an undefined amount of call per month. And the other person is getting paid per each. But when she brings it up, they say no, but everything's public in her institution. So we can look up and see what physicians are making, and we see the discrepancy. And so when we push back on what we want to request, she's doing a negotiation package with us right now. When we push back on what we feel is reasonable, we're curious to see how the employer responds, because they've been unresponsive to her. They've given her grief. They've delayed the process. She's technically been out of a contract for the past 14 months. And now she's saying, I'm so frustrated. I can't deal with these people. I've worked myself until my child's 3 years old. I've been sick off and on because I'm taking so much call and stressing myself from work so much. And on top of all that, I'm not even being compensated fairly for it. So I say this because it brings me great pain to tell this story. And when I hear these stories, I don't like it. And these are the things that keep us up at night at Contract Diagnostics. And these are the stories that we want to work night and day to fix for you guys. So if you have a situation like this, don't take it. Give us a call and we'll see what we can do to help. Whether it's coaching you through how to handle it yourself, or whether it's handling with the employer on your behalf. Because this is something that not anybody should go through, let alone a physician, let alone a physician made verbal promises 2 years ago, let alone somebody with children at home who are growing older, and the physician's dedicating so much of their life to their craft, which is respectful in every single way, but especially when they're not getting paid for it, it doesn't make any sense. So if you know somebody going through this, or if you yourself have experienced this, give us a call. We have a free consult on our website. You can call and tell us your story for no charge. If we think we can help, we'll tell you. If we can't, we'll tell you. If you've got a story that you were in the situation before and now you're in a much better one, call us and tell us. We'd love to hear your success on how you got out of it, whether you negotiated your way out of it, or whether you just left the employer, or whether the employer fixed it on their own. So anyways, I tell this story today, again, not because I'm proud of having to work on this, but it does bring us pride when we solve these problems for physicians, when we bring that balance back to a physician's lives, when we at least get them compensated for the work that they've been uncompensated for, because your time is super valuable. And whether it's time away from your family and your kids, or whether it's just time away from the hobbies that you enjoy doing, it's valuable. And we want to make sure that it's valued by the employer, either by paying you or by giving you the time off that you've deserved and that you've expected to have over the years. So I hope that this story has a positive ending. We're still in the middle of the negotiations, but I will report back when we have a solution, and I'm positive it'll be a good one for this physician. Again, if we can help with anything contract-wise or compensation-wise, reach out at Contract Diagnostics. We're always here.